In the heart of St. Nicholas is this unassuming office building. Inside is a dedicated team who works day in and day out on all things related to nature and environment. Take Nadine, for example. She is a policy officer and part of the team who advises the Minister of Nature, Mr. Ursel Adens. A large part of her role requires writing up policies pertaining to just that, our nature as well as environment. She's been working here at the Department of Nature and Environment for 1 year, and prior to that, she managed to map out her educational path. From the beginning of her studies, she had the goal in mind to gain valuable expertise and experience off-island in order to return to Aruba to benefit this island's nature.
Well, I was always passionate about nature and protecting nature. That's why I went to the Netherlands to study biology. And it was always the idea to come back and to help protect our nature, because we have some very pristine landscapes that are very unique in the world. And I think it's very important to preserve those landscapes and certain species as well. We have certain species like the cascabel and the choco. You'll only find them here in Aruba. So that's very special, and I think it's very important to protect that.
Building a career centering on nature comes, well, naturally to Nadine, since she is genuinely passionate about the great outdoors, especially Aruba's outdoors.
I like diving and hiking, and that's something I get to do with my job as well.
It's hard to believe, but what Nadine writes at this desk on this keyboard can actually have an island-wide positive impact on the environment that ultimately affects every household.
I'm mostly right here behind my desk writing policies, but it's very nice to see that with small things you do make a change, big changes, like just for example the ban on single-use plastic. That's a very small thing, but it made a very big impact. And if you see that when you're walking on the beach, for example, and you see less plastic on the beach, that's such a small thing can make such a big impact. And I'm very proud when I see that.
Let's go visit another desk. For 10 years, Nabil Lou has been a researcher for DNM. He studied environmental science in the Netherlands. Nabil spends quite a bit of office hours not at the office, but out on the field instead in order to properly conduct research to collect data. Nabil is not only dedicated and passionate about his job, he also understands very well that what he does on a day-to-day basis has an impact on his children and generations to come.
Very proud of what we do here at the Department of Nature and Environment. Is the little thing that we do that most people don't see, that we contribute to a little bit to helping the nature for future generations to come, because I have 3 sons and I want for them also to enjoy what I enjoy as a little kid. So not only for them, but for their children and for future generations also.
This is Jasenia, but her colleagues at DNM call her Jessie. Her influence in preserving and protecting Aruba's nature motivates her. She commutes quite the distance to get to her desk every day to get to work, and she has no complaints.
It's because I love nature. I mean, I live in North and I have to come every day to St. Nicholas to work, and I do it with a lot of pleasure.
Although the office space here plays a big part in how they work, heading out to the field and actually being with nature definitely comes with the job. And good thing, because
The outdoors, when we have to go outdoor and do things in the field, that's what I love most.
So, what are we waiting for? Let's go. On this particular day, the team headed off to Aroi, which is a dry river bed. According to Nabil, the researcher, dry river beds are high ecological areas with a tremendous amount of flora and fauna to explore. Oftentimes, the work on the field involves discovering protected species, new species, or even rare species. With a camera, pen and paper out, along with an iPad, Nabil, Nadine, and Jessie get to work to observe, log and tag, make notes, document, and more. For Nabil, the moment he comes across a species or flora and fauna that he's only seen in the books is a special day at the office for him.
The rare species of flora, the protected plants, or some plants that you don't see and that you only read about in books sometimes, and then you come outside and see it for the first time. And that's very exciting. That's very, very exciting.
All three of the team members for DNM unanimously agree. There is no doubt about it. Being in nature is the best part of their job.
This is the part I enjoy the most because you get out there, you're in the nature, you can get in touch with everything, you can see everything. I mean, it's just, I don't know, that's what drives me to do this job.
This is what I love most. Of course, like the writing part and doing research, or not doing, like desk research is very important, and that's a very big part of my job. But yeah, this is the most fun part, to get out in nature, and as a biologist, that's what really gets me excited.
Yeah, chiquita.
These three delegates, along with all the other team members of the Department of Nature and Environment, contribute to protecting, preserving, and maintaining Aruba's nature and environment. Here's a final thought. Aruba's #1 economic pillar is tourism. The main attraction for our visitors is the nature that we have to offer. The prime example being our white sandy beaches. Let's all do our part to maintain our nature in order to sustain our tourism industry. One of the main ways to go about this is to work and coexist with the nature that is already set in place.